It's Harry Pedigo coming at you from the cabin on the hill, and I want to talk with you guys about moving forward this week in literature. So today's Wednesday. You should be watching this video, and this is exactly what you should be doing in literature, in language arts, from writing. You should be keeping up with AR, of course. You got to keep that going. But we have a weird schedule this week because we're off on Thursday and Friday and also Monday. So you have a newsletter due at the end of next week, but I would highly recommend that you would start brainstorming about it today. So the theme of this week's article is peace. So there's a lot of different ways you could go with the idea of peace. You need to write 3 articles on this, and my advice to you as a writer would be to brainstorm today. Get your ideas together today so you can hit the ground running on Tuesday. I see a lot of people get points taken off from their newsletters because of grammatical and spelling errors and lack of direction as well. Now, if you get a good start on this on Tuesday, I can be helping you throughout the week via Google Docs to make suggestions and edits and ultimately get you a better grade on Friday, okay? So I think that the number one thing behind getting a good grade is having a clear idea of where you are going to go with your articles. So I'm going to show you what I would do if I was a 7th and 8th grader today. What I would do, I would get a clear idea for the theme, the topic of every article that I'm going to write, so I can really start writing a lot on Tuesday. Then that way my teacher can help me, right? So peace. I think if I were a 7th and 8th grader, the obvious choice for a historical article on peace would be armistice, or something about armistice. So let's say armistice is too vague. We need to narrow it down. Well, we know that armistice during World War I was reached because Russia drops out of World War I. We know that Russia drops out of World War I because of the Bolshevik Revolution. So I might focus maybe on why did Russia drop out of World War I. That's a very clear idea. I could answer that, in a couple paragraphs, at least a general answer. And that would be, if I knew that now that that's the topic, I can write much better about that when I start writing about it on Tuesday. So that's something to think about. And now we have a clear idea of our historical article. What about a creative article? Creative articles can be tough because it's really up to us. When we have a creative article that we need to work on, it's really in your hands what you want to do with it, as long as it's a good idea. So I'll tell you what I would do. And this is something you could do as well. I have a musician I like a lot. His name's Billy Strings. He's a bluegrass musician, and on his latest album, he had a song called Guitar Peace. And the neat thing about this song, it's an instrumental. It means there's no lyrics or singing in it. So what I might do for my creative article, I might say, well, I want to review Guitar Peace. I want to write a review of what I think of the song, how the song sounds. So review the song. And that's perfectly fine to do. It's definitely tied in with peace. It's an interesting article. So my whole thing would be, I'm going to review the song. That's the objective of my creative article, okay? Now I have a clear idea for my creative article. Now what about my AR article? Well, for my AR article, I'll just give you an example. So I'm reading a book right now called The Secret History. And in The Secret History, there's a character named Richard. You could say Richard, he's not at peace. He's very frustrated. Richard is not at peace. Why? Richard's not at peace. Why? I need just to answer that question in my article. I'll give a very quick, say in Donna Tartt's A Secret History, the main character, Richard, the protagonist, Richard, is very frustrated. Why is he frustrated? And I will look at the reasons why I think that he's frustrated. That would be an interesting article. Now we just spent 5-6 minutes brainstorming, and already we have a very clear idea. Once you have a clear idea, you've taken the time to, determine what the idea is that you're going to be writing about. Well, now you're in a good spot because now you're not going to be overwhelmed. The next step would be, let's say, for the AR article, let's just say it's Richard, the theme is Richard. Why is Richard upset? Well, one, he doesn't have much money. And two, he doesn't fit in. So those are two reasons. Now I'm starting to outline this article. Well, I got the theme is why is Richard frustrated in A Secret History? Well, he doesn't have much money. Can you prove it? I need a quote to back that up or some sort of textual information to back that up. He doesn't fit in. Why doesn't he fit in? I can maybe find some information from the text showing how Richard doesn't fit in. And all of this would be evidence to support the idea, the main idea that I would return to at the end of the article. This is why, these reasons above, Richard doesn't fit in, right? Blah, 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 doesn't fit in. That's what you should do today. You should get a clear idea for every article, outline them, and that way you will not be at a loss when you start writing your articles on Tuesday. If I can help out in any way, let me know, but you really need to get a good start on that Tuesday so I can really lend you a hand in making sure that things are, your grammar and spelling and structure and clarity and flow are all on the right track. The earlier you get started, the more help I can give you. You guys take it easy, have fun, have a great spring break. See you soon.